welcome to another episode of Muay Thai Saves Me. My name is Kru Neil, and I actually have a special guest today. It's my mom, okay? The founder of MTK is here today, okay? And I just thought it was time. You know, we built up our brand a lot, and I wanted to kind of share the origins of how MTK started. This is my mom. Her name is Khem Chatchaiyan, but we call her Khem for short. I don't. Other people call her Khem. I call her Mom. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Neil.
But Mom, so I wanted to bring you on this show today because I thought it was just time. I wanted everyone to hear the story of how MTK started. I know people kind of already know of, like, you know, Kruex and us, we were all together, right? And Kruex was teaching at MTA, Muay Thai Academy. That was the only Muay Thai gym at that time. This was like late 80s, early 90s at this point when Kruex was teaching.
Yeah.
And he went from part-time to becoming the full-time teacher there, right? Right? Wasn't he?
No.
He went
always full-time. That's it.
Okay. So he was always full-time, and I remember when we started going every day, I remember the gym was very empty, right? And then with you and Kruex together, you were working the office, the business side, Kruex was teaching the classes. Slowly but surely, the gym started to grow. I remember the classes being packed. I remember that. And, you know, and then we started doing, you started hosting the smoker tournaments, right? And then you built a huge audience. You guys would pack the house.
Yeah, that
every time.
Only one time we did the.
One time.
One time, that's it.
Yeah.
At the tournament, like that.
And then, so at this point, Kruex is getting paid only a little bit, right? And I remember you told me that you went to the owner at that time, the original owner.
No, they started. They tell us. We didn't go to them. They said, you know, it pay that, you know, about 600 a month, okay? And then whatever the profit they make, they're gonna give him the share of the profit. Yeah.
Okay.
That's
okay.
it.
So
that's
that was the original
us.
agreement.
Yeah,
And then that ended up not being the case at all. They ended up keeping the profits. Okay.
They keep everything.
And so at this point, so guys, this is where I'm gonna let my mom take over because this is the birth of MTK. So Mom, so this happens. How do you guys feel right now? 600 a month is nothing, even back then, right?
No,
it's nothing.
And then we have to drive far too, you know.
Where were we driving from? Tell them, Mom.
Glendora. See,
yeah.
and go to what? That North Hollywood?
North Hollywood. What would do you remember the mileage on that? Was that like 30 something miles?
38 miles.
38 one way. One way. So this happens. You guys are really upset. So,
but it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
That time, just money. That's it.
Yeah. But what sparked that idea where you're like, you know what? Let's go somewhere else. Let's make our own gym.
Because when we started the tournament, okay, what you call smoker, you know, and then we really packed that day, right?
Really packed.
Really packed, okay. And then the owner of the gym come and tell me, you're not supposed to do that. You can't do that. You're supposed to give some money to them too. That's not agreement because they didn't give us the part of the profit what they make. So we think, oh, maybe we do this. We can make some money right there, right? So we did. But when they did that, so no, I'm not happy at all. You know, so I think it's better, you know, to go and start your own.
Yeah.
You see? Even we don't have the money, but it's better because you can say that if you're not happy there working, you can.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. You're right.
It doesn't matter. So that's how we did. So we left.
Okay. And then,
even we don't have any money. Okay?
Yeah. And guys, when my mom says we didn't have any money, we didn't have any money. If you would have saw the car that we drove in at that time was
about $400.
Yeah. The person sold it to my mom for $400 cash. Like it was a Honda, like a really old Honda. It was like dented up all over the place. It was like a dull silver because it had no paint on it, right? It would shut down on us while we're driving.
I know,
right?
on the freeway.
Yeah, so it was a beat up car. So when my mom says we had no money, we had no money. We were on welfare at that time. We were getting food stamps. My mom says we had no money. We had no money, guys. Like I'm talking. So, Mom, and then when you guys make the decision of like, you know what, let's start our own. Correct is like, yeah, all right, let's do it.
Because
right?
I have only a few thousand, about 3,000 or 4,000, something like that. So I think
that was saved up.
That
was saved up. Okay.
You see, with whatever you can say about that. So we think, we can do it. So we left. Okay. Why we looking for the place? We left and go and stay with, remember the guy who owned the restaurant?
Yeah.
That's why we start teach a few students there.
Okay, so let's make sure everyone understands this. When you guys left, you had students that also came with you guys.
Not much, but a few, And then that time we just teach them free too. They don't,
Yeah. So let's be a little bit more descriptive here. So we had a student that had a Thai restaurant, and he said, you guys can come teach classes here while you're looking for a spot.
Yeah, because they have some space there, right there. While we're looking for the spot, that's what we do. So
keep in mind, guys, because I remember this room. It was a Thai restaurant in the valley, and he had multiple rooms.
In Van Nuys, actually.
It was in Van Nuys, and he had a small room, and we would just cram in there. We could typically have 4 people training at the most. I remember. I never saw more than 4 people training in the room. That's including the trainer, Kru Neil, by the way. 4 people. And so we're training in this room, right? And these are members that just believe that they're just like, we're coming with. We like what you guys are doing. And so tell everyone the agreement. Like, so we didn't really have money. We had $4,000 to our name, right? They're letting you train while we're looking for places. Were they paying you? Were those students were they paying you anything? No. We were just training them for free. Okay. Was there any agreement made, or is this
nothing?
We just train them free?
Because it's just they don't want to stay there anymore. That's why. Say okay, we can find a place, and then you can train over there.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, and then you somehow find a place on Arminta Street in Van Nuys. Did you use an agent to find that place?
No.
No, you just drove around? So my mom drove around, found our potential spot, and then you called the number, right? And then got that going. Do you remember what the security deposit was, and what was the first month's rent?
The first month's rent is $12,000. 1,200.
1,200?
Yeah.
And then with the security deposit, how much was that?
Another, 1,200, yeah.
So 2,400. So guys, keep in mind, let's do the math there, right? My mom's got $4,000 in savings, $4,000. To open up the new gym, she has to pay a security deposit and first month's rent, which is $2,400. Not to mention, we don't have Thai pads. We don't have heavy bags. We don't have a ring. We don't have floor mats. We don't have dumbbells. We don't have mirrors. We have nothing, okay? And that little bit of money, keep in mind, she's got 2 children, myself and my sister Candy, and then Kru Neil. We still have to eat and live. Not to mention, we still have to pay rent to where we were living at that time, right? So you guys can see the math here. My mom had no money trying to start a new business, but she made it happen. Mom, so, okay, so you drop the payment, you pay the security deposit, you pay the first month's rent.
And then...
Now what happens?
What happened? We just go into the place, right? Knock down all the room to make into the big room like that.
Who helped you knock down these walls?
The students.
The students that came with us. Okay. So the students come help us knock stuff down.
Yeah, that's
it. Do they do this as a profession?
No. They work as a carpet. It's
Carpenter?
like a floor. Yeah, floor.
Okay.
Layer, whatever.
Yeah.
So, but knock down the wall. I mean.
Okay. So they helped us.
Help us and knock down the wall. And then in the place they have some metal, something like that. A lot of them. So we start build that up ourselves to make the ring.
Oh yeah, I remember this.
Remember that?
Yes, I remember this. So we had a student who was a welder. Right, he was a welder. I remember you have a carpenter, and we also have a painter. You have a painter.
We paint ourselves. That's why we.
But we also
help
had.
each other.
But was he painting at that time or not really?
No, but he helped. He's not a painter, but
at that
everybody,
time.
they do just help doing the job. That's it.
Got it. Okay. And then keep in mind, we still don't have money for all these supplies.
No,
who paid for it?
Just a little money that we have, like that. See?
Okay.
Remember, we on welfare too, so we have some money.
Yeah.
So when it built up like that,
Because I remember.
And then we borrow the money from one of the students there.
Yeah.
To get all the equipment or the supply we need.
Now, what was the agreement? He's lending us money. Like, what was the exchange?
I can pay him back when I can.
Okay. And
he
free
doesn't
membership.
have,
Yeah. So keep in mind, guys, if you hear that reiterating, it's students using their skill sets to help us. They believed in MTK. They supplied us with paint. Well, I mean, we bought what we could, and whatever we couldn't, they would help purchase the things.
Not help, we borrow. Is that?
It's lending. They're lending, right? Lending the tools and the supplies and the resources that we need, and then in return, we would do an exchange of service where we give them free membership, until we're able to pay them back. Wow.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Even I can't. I tell you, the last one that I have, I need the floor, not the floor, but the cover. What you call that? The ring cover.
Yeah.
You see, we short, $400. I go and ask my sister to borrow it. I even asked her, you can be part of the gym too. She said no, she doesn't have.
Yeah. I remember, and for those of you that don't know, like my mom's side of the family, very wealthy, very well-to-do, and is just, she's in a bind right now, right? No money, no one's helping, but these strangers who come into our lives, who are students, who believe in the dream, believe in what you guys are doing, and they want to be a part of it, they want to help. And going back to the ring being made, I remember that because, guys, if you just imagine, we literally had scraps of like metal, just everything that you think is used for a ring. We had our welder, he literally just created a Kru just told him how he wants it to look, and they would weld it and put it all together. I remember that ring.
And then cut it,
Yeah, and
the
it was
same when we put the pole up, the same thing.
Yeah, everything was handmade.
Yeah.
Everything was handmade. I remember that. That was super cool. And then, and then slowly but surely with time, right? We just. Oh, now I want to. Before we go into all that, I remember you telling me, okay, you're in. It's the first month. Not many people are signing up. No one's really signing up. Right? So now you're like, shoot, next month I got to pay $1,200 again. Right? I remember you said we didn't close. We opened every day because you were like, we need to build this place up. We can't be closed at all. We got to, and there was many days where just nobody came in. Nobody, and we lived in a different time and age back then. Right now it's very easy for us to post and on social media. Back then it was a phone book. Like there was no internet back then yet. You know what I mean? Not yet, at least. It was just around the corner though, internet. I remember it was just around the corner. And yeah, I mean, I remember, how long would you say it took for us to actually be able to break even? How many months did it take? Do you remember? I'm taking you back a lot of years.
I don't remember. We can leave, break even. I don't know how to do that, but we leave right there, Even the first month, I have to call the landlord. Can I pay him late because don't have money?
Yeah.
It's the first month. I think maybe.
Well, you didn't have to worry. You have money to pay the rent for the gym. How long did that take?
Only maybe 3 or 4 months, I think.
Wow.
When I started like that, but
Yeah, and you know what's crazy too, Mom, is a lot of people don't realize back then Muay Thai was not well known like it is now.
No.
Muay Thai was like, what's Muay Thai?
The first time we set the tournament too over there, right? No one come.
Yeah.
Even we can't even find the fighter to match up and whatever.
Yeah.
See, the first. I think we start do that after the second month we opened that.
Yeah. Just to try and bring some money
Yeah,
in.
but no.
Yeah.
Didn't make it.
I think it was just timing of everything.
Oh,
Everything.
it's a lot of things too. And
A lot
then,
of factors.
And then after that, we have the problem with the commissioner too. Remember that? They try to shut us down because they say you cannot do it. Because they want to, we will have to pay them
Even
some
back
money
then in
or
94?
something. Yeah.
Wow. Oh yeah,
Oh, you
I
don't remember that?
I do remember. Was it Larry that came in?
Yeah.
Larry.
He bring the police and everything.
I remember that.
I said no, I fight.
Yeah, good old Larry. Shout out to Larry if you ever end up tuning in. We've known Larry for years, but it's funny because fast forward years later, Larry's like a good friend of ours. Like when we see Larry, we shake, we hug, it's so funny how that, but back then it was like
Oh no,
hey,
he called the
hey.
police and you cannot have the fight. I said, why?
Yeah, I remember that. So funny.
You remember that?
I remember that, yeah. That's crazy, Mom. And what people don't realize too is Muay Thai was not what it is back then.
No.
Nobody knew what Muay Thai was. Nobody knew it. So
That's why we have to call kickboxing.
Yeah.
Everybody know kickboxing.
That's
but
actually
no Muay
why
Thai.
you called
That's
it.
why I put the name Muay Thai Kickboxing.
Gym. Yeah.
See?
Yeah. Yeah. Why did you go with just such a generic name, Muay Thai Kick? Why didn't you want to call it something like something sexy, why did just Muay Thai Kickboxing Gym stand out to you? Why did you feel like that's the name for us?
Because that's the name. We teach Muay Thai. So that's why I want to name that, Muay Thai, that people know it. But I put kickboxing in the back because if I just put Muay Thai, nobody know.
Yeah. So you wanted.
So I just put kickboxing after too. So Muay Thai Kickboxing. You see? That's
did
why
you do it too? Because now looking back, did you do it as kind of a thing where it's like once people see us, they know exactly what we do? Was that kind of the reason too? Because sometimes you see businesses.
So when they know this is Muay Thai, that's what I want to know.
Got it.
That want them to know you learn Muay Thai. Okay.
Yeah.
But I have to put kickboxing so they. Okay. So they start come to
Yeah. Yeah. Straightforward brand awareness. Just this is what we do here.
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then as the months progress, I remember we were there at that first location from 94 to 98, 99 or 2000. We were there for a good amount of time and then we moved to our second location. It was 98 to what? 99, 2000?
I'm not sure. Maybe 2000,
Right? And then we moved to, oh my gosh, what's that street name?
Minta and then Lanark.
Lanark and Van Nuys. Lanark and Van Nuys. So, now that area has completely been demolished.
They're
but we were
bigger.
there from
They're
2000 to 2010. No, 2000. Yeah, 2010, 2009. I think that's
2009, then when we moved
got
to
bought out. Yeah. So our second location, we were from 2000 to 2009, and I remember because a school district wanted to buy all the homes, surrounding homes, knock all the homes down, knock our business down amongst others. They bought us all out. And then that's the reason why we moved to our third location, right? And it's kind of cool, Mom, because each location, we were at 4 locations before we opened up this one. And each location got better and better and better. Yeah, every location just got better and better and better, right? And I just thought that was really neat.
I just look up, not from the agent. I just look up through internet and see, and I just go look. That's it.
Yeah. That's so cool. And I know my mom and we could literally be on this podcast for like 3 hours, just sharing all kinds of crazy stories from the times the gym has been open to what we've seen and what we've experienced. But I'll leave that for another time.
A lot more depth than that. I tell you.
But it's so cool to see. My mom's the old school Asian type where she won't really say much. She just gives me like a nod, like or just. Okay. Like that's all she ever says to me. But it's really cool to see, and I know my mom's proud to see how MTK continues to expand and get bigger and better. Because if it wasn't for this woman here, MTK wouldn't even be here today. And I thought it was super cool to have you on today, Mom. And I wanted you to share that story because I know a lot of people, it might help someone who might be struggling too and is penny pinching and they don't know how they're gonna pay their rent. They don't know how they're gonna feed their kids. Mm-hmm. They don't know like how they're gonna like open up this business. They're like really
you
penny
just have
pinching.
to do it. That's it.
Yeah.
It's here, you know.
Yeah.
If you want to do, you have to do it. That's why you can make it like that.
Yeah. And I know that's definitely where I get that from. Mm-hmm. I have that mindset from you because I know growing up, you've always instilled that in me and Candy as well, my sister. But you guys heard that right there. Like she was like, I'm gonna make this happen. I don't know how, but she's like, it's gonna happen because mm-hmm. that's what she visualized. And there was, no one was gonna tell her different. And here's a fun fact too. I always share this story with people, Mom, like when I would fight. I remember, you know, I went from 14 to 18 years old undefeated. And I remember no matter how I won, even if I won by a knockout, you would always have that index finger. Neil, you forgot to do this. You forgot to do that. And I'd be like, oh, you're right, Mom. You know, and my mom is the reason why I stayed so humble because, you know, rest in peace, Kru X. Every time I fought, he would always say, good job, oh, you did so good. I knew you could do that, da-da-da. Not my mom, though. My mom never said good job. She always was like the index. I knew that index finger was coming after every fight. She would always give me that index finger. You forgot to do this. You forgot to do that. You better go work on it. Oh, okay, Mom, I'll go work on it next week. You know what I mean? And my mom kept me humble that way. And it just goes to show that strong mindset of like how important your mind has to be in order to attain anything mm-hmm. in life. And I thought it would be really special for my mom to come on board. So I hope you guys enjoyed that story. If you guys are going through anything, you know, trials and tribulations, you know, whatever it is, just know like what my mom said too. You've heard it from other successful people. You have to have the vision. And you have to just believe it so dearly that nothing's gonna stop you and you know you're gonna attain it no matter what. And that was the birth of MTK, mm-hmm. you know what I mean? And granted, when you make it happen, obviously you heard, it took us 4 months just to break even, just to pay rent comfortably. You know what I mean? So be persistently patient, give yourself grace, but most of all, just believe and just work your butt off until you get it. All right. But guys, if you have any questions that you might want to know that you kind of heard from this podcast, but you're like, oh wait, I want to know more, just drop a comment in the comment section below, and then I'll get back to you guys. And that concludes another episode of Muay Thai Saves Me, where Muay Thai impacts your life in, you know, in a beneficial way. But stay tuned for the next episode, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And if you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And stay tuned for next week's episode. I'll see you guys then.